want you back. I want you back. My neighbors think I'm crazy, but they don't understand. You're all I had. You're all I had. At night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Oh, I'm feeling like I'm famous, the talk of the town. They say I've gone mad, yeah, I've gone mad. But they don't know what I know, 'cause when the sun goes down, someone's talking back. Yeah, they're talking back. Oh, at night when the stars light up my room, I sit by myself, talking to the moon, trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? You ever hear me calling? Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 'cause every night I'm talking to the moon, still trying to get to you. In hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too. Or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? Oh, I know you're somewhere out there, somewhere far away.
A beautiful song to begin today's farewell. Something that I didn't discuss with the family when we were arranging today was Rhonda's favourite colour. It's very obvious today what Rhonda's favourite colour is, purple. Thank you for those who are wearing it. We can see it up the front here. She would have loved the touch of purple that is amongst us today. Before we begin, could I ask, if you haven't already done so, to switch off your phones or pop them onto silent for the next little bit? That would be much appreciated. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome as we gather in loving memory of Rhonda, and a warm welcome to those who are joining us via the live stream. On behalf of Noel, Shane, Kirsty and Cody, thank you all for taking the time to be here. They are grateful for the friendship and the support that surrounds them, and it really means so much to know that people care. My name is Gina Breaking, and it really is an honour to lead today's memorial service for Rhonda. It is my hope that this time we spend together will be a meaningful tribute to a lady whose warmth has touched many lives and reflect on the qualities that made Rhonda so unique and so special. Well, we come together today in this beautiful chapel to remember and celebrate the life of Rhonda Lee Potter, a much-loved wife, mother and nana, a respected sister, aunt and friend. No matter how well each of you knew her, we all share the same feelings this afternoon. Sadness at having to say goodbye, but also gratitude for having shared in her life. At just 65 years of age, Rhonda's time with us was far too short, and there are no words I can share to make it easier to accept that she is gone. The sorrow that we feel reflects how much Rhonda was loved, and after speaking with her family, it was important to them that we spend this afternoon reflecting on the happy memories and the moments that made her such a special part of your lives. I know that everyone here today is carrying a heavy heart, and while Rhonda's sudden passing brings immense sorrow, we are not here to dwell on the sadness. Instead of focusing on what has been lost, we will spend this time together remembering what has been shared, the people, the places, and the experiences that gave Rhonda's life meaning and purpose. Rhonda was a beautiful soul. I'm sure you would all agree with that. She was always putting others' needs before her own, and today it is her turn to be at the centre of our love. She gave so much of herself without ever expecting anything in return, and this afternoon we pause to acknowledge not only what Rhonda did for those around her, but who she was, someone who made our world a better place. Seeing family and friends gathered here today would have made Rhonda so happy. Her family told me that she never minded being the centre of attention, and I'm sure she'd just be a little bit chuffed to see you all here to celebrate her life, so thank you. The impact she made on others is certainly evident by today's attendance, and together we are going to show her the love and the respect that she richly deserves. Well, as we begin, I would like to acknowledge the people who are most special to Rhonda. She was the loving wife of Noel, the loved mum of Shane, Kirsty and Cody, and Nana to Marley, Maggie, Gus, Jefferson, Parker and Ava. To Rhonda's extended family and to everyone else here today, you were all an important part of her life, and I'm sure if she could, she would thank you all for the love and the friendships that have been shared. As you take this time to remember her, may it be a warm reminder of how much she has meant to many. On the service card that you would have been given today, there's a poem on the back of it titled Legacy of Love. I'd like to share that as a lead into remembering a bit about Rhonda's life. A wife, a mother, a nanny too. This is the legacy we have from you. You taught us love and how to fight. You gave us strength, you gave us might. A stronger person would be hard to find, and in your heart you were always kind. You fought for us all in one way or another, not just as a wife, not just as a mother. For all of us you gave your best. Now the time has come for you to rest. So go in peace, you've earned your sleep. Your love in our hearts will eternally keep. Well, everyone here today will have shared your own special memories of Rhonda, and I feel certain the common theme will be a truly kind soul, an amazing lady who had an infectious smile and someone who was always there for others. Nurturing, loving and quietly determined, Rhonda gave so much of herself throughout her life, through her work for caring for others and the kindness she showed to everyone around her. That same caring nature extended beyond her work and into her home, where she was a devoted wife and mum, always putting her family first and always there for them in need. Her kindness touched everyone around her. Friendly and kind-hearted, people were naturally drawn to Rhonda. She was fun to be around and she had a genuine love of life, but above all, it was her deep love of her family that she would most want to be remembered. Noel is the first to admit that he's been a bit of a rascal over the years. He told me on one occasion he went to pay the bills and he didn't come home for a week. But Rhonda never left his side, particularly more recently as he's faced his own health challenges. She was committed to being there for Noel, and no matter what, Rhonda supported and cared for him with unwavering love and commitment. And also it goes without saying that Rhonda's children and grandchildren were the centre of her world, and she loved any time she got to spend with them. With Cody and her family living close, she was able to spend quality time with them all, and while Shane and Kirsty lived further away, she kept connected with regular visits and calls and enjoyed keeping up with what was going on in all of her family's lives. Rhonda certainly knew how much she was loved, and after speaking with her family, here's just a little of what they shared about her life. Born in Sydney, Rhonda was raised by her adoptive parents, Len and Nita Bell. Is that correct, Len and Nita? They welcomed her into their family when she was just 7.5 months old. She grew up in Wollongong and she attended Corrimal High School. Her first job after leaving school was as a barmaid at the Charles Hotel in Fairy Meadows. This job suited her outgoing and friendly personality perfectly, and it was here that she met Noel. I asked Noel what first caught his eye about Rhonda, and he replied, tongue in cheek, it was because she poured a nice cold beer. He then followed up by saying it was everything about her. She was beautiful and she was fun, and she loved to chat, and he knew he had found someone special. Noel's mother Eileen knew Rhonda, and she approved wholeheartedly of the match. They dated for a while and things started to get a bit serious, and Rhonda started staying over at Noel's place. The first night she ever stayed, Noel told me that he walked into the kitchen of his parents' home the next morning and his mum asked if he'd like a cup of tea. She then yelled a bit louder, do you want one too, Rhonda? They thought they were being a bit sneaky and she didn't know that Rhonda was there, but Eileen knew. At one stage during their relationship, Eileen gave Noel an ultimatum. She asked how he felt about Rhonda and he had to make a decision. He took her motherly advice and told Rhonda how he felt, and to this day, it's the best decision he ever made. Shane, Kirsty and Cody all came along and life was busy. Marriage hadn't been a priority for either of them. However, Noel came home from work one day and Rhonda surprised him by saying, let's have a party, let's get married. Noel had been previously married and his reply was, I'm still married. That wasn't a problem for Rhonda. She contacted his ex to arrange a divorce and Noel didn't have a say. I'm sure there was much more involved there, but that's a short version. That's a short version of the story. He said he didn't have a say, but I think he was secretly pretty happy. Rhonda planned the day and she organised everything, and they were married in 1993. The kids were all there and it was a very happy day. For the next 25 years, the family lived at Hastings. Rhonda was a busy mum of 3 school-aged kids, and she also worked as a PCA for the local council. She found her calling, caring for others. Her selfless and compassionate nature was evident for all to see. Rhonda was always supportive of everyone around her, so much so that she befriended an elderly couple she had met while bartending, Tony and Gwen, and they ended up moving in with the family for a while. Tony and Gwen became part of the Potter family, and they were so grateful to Rhonda for showing them so much kindness when they needed it. Well, the Potter home was also a bit of a halfway house, I was told, especially for Noel's brothers. They would come and stay a while. Rhonda helped get their life sorted and she'd send them on their way. She had such a special way about her and nothing was ever too much trouble. She would do anything for anyone. Rhonda was very crafty and creative, and in her spare time she loved quilting. And of course we have a quilt up the front here. Noel remembers one road trip they took to New South Wales, and Rhonda told him that if they stopped at every quilt shop along the way, he could wait for her at the pub. Noel thought that was a brilliant idea. And they got as far as Yarragon before he was 3 parts to the wind. She also loved making birthday cakes for special occasions, weddings and birthdays, and her mud cake, I was told, was the best. Well, in 2013, Noel and Rhonda moved to Eagle Point. Noel's brother lives here, and after visiting over the years, they fell in love with the area. Rhonda began working at Opal in Paynesville, which is now the Paynesville Gardens Care Community, and she quickly settled in. Her co-workers all loved her, and I'm sure there's lots here today, as did the residents, and she was just so patient and kind and caring. It was part of who she was, both at work and at home. And I noticed many comments on social media recently mention how much Rhonda is going to be missed at their work. Well, a few years ago, Noel had a fall at home and Rhonda needed to be home more often, so she cut that working to a few days a week. She was there for Noel, she was there for her patients, and she was there for her family. She rarely took time for herself, except for her regular bingo nights out. That was something she really enjoyed. Something else she really enjoyed was her bed. She was a real night owl, often staying up into the wee hours of the morning, watching telly or talking to the kids, and then sleeping in the next day. Mornings were her quiet time, and she loved the comfort of staying in bed just that little longer. Well, only a few weeks ago, Rhonda had a doctor's visit for a heart issue, and she was assured that all was okay. She seemed her usual self, with nothing to indicate what was to come. In the early hours of last Saturday, Rhonda died suddenly but peacefully in her sleep. It was a shock to her family and to everyone who knew her, but Rhonda's passing has left a deep void in the lives of everyone here today. There's no question about that. However, if there's just one thing that we can take from her death, it's that it was peaceful, there was no suffering, and Rhonda was in her favourite place, her warm and cosy bed. That's just a very quick snapshot of Rhonda's life as remembered by her family. Of course, there's lots more to share. I'm now going to ask Kirsty and Cody to come forward. They're going to bravely share with us a few memories they have of their mum. And if there's anyone in the room that would like to share anything, you can certainly do so after the girls. Thanks, girls.
I want to start by thanking everyone for being here today to celebrate the life of our beautiful mum. Where do we even start? There aren't many people out there like you. You are one of a kind, smart, kind, funny, opinionated, strong, stubborn, and a few of your great qualities. You loved us and protected us fiercely, taught us how to be strong, ingrained so many of your great qualities into us.
Mum always stood up for those who couldn't do it for themselves. It's why she was so great at her job, caring and advocating for the elderly. Even in her time of need recently, she was up and out of bed, helping those in the room with her. Even telling the nurses how they were doing it wrong and how they needed to do it so they didn't hurt the elderly man. And you can bet if she wasn't attached to a monitor, she would have gotten up and shown them how to do it.
She had a strong presence. You always felt her warmth and love in any room. Mum was the person we called when life got hard. If you needed her, she would be there in a heartbeat, in any way she could. If you needed a shirt off your back, she would give it to you. She would also give you her opinion of the situation too.
Speaking of strong opinions, once while getting ready for Shane's 30th, I was doing my makeup and I told her I wasn't going to wear mascara. She turned around and told me I had to wear it, otherwise I looked sick. Now every time when I'm doing my makeup, her voice comes in my head telling me to wear it. I'm sorry to say, Mum, but I'm not wearing it today.
In her spare time, she'd recently gotten back into quilting. She also loved makeup and getting her hair done and shopping. One time when we were kids, Mum was taking us out on a shopping day. In the car park, she cut the corner and hit the pole, taking out the back passenger door. She called Dad and told him what had happened and then asked if we could still go shopping, to which Dad replied, well, the damage is already done. So we continued on with our shopping day.
A funny memory that sticks in Dad's mind was with the time he'd gone to bed early and then Mum later. But the thing was, they had a waterbed. And when Mum got in, she sent him flying out of the bed into the window. Luckily, he was okay.
Mum, you were taken from us far too soon, and we want to thank you for being the best wife and mother anyone could ask for.
Your presence was deeply felt, and your loss is almost too much to bear. We aren't sure what we are going to do without you, but your love and strength will carry us through. We love you.
Thanks, girls. Not an easy thing to do. Some beautiful memories. As I mentioned earlier, there's lots of memories to share today, and I'm sure everyone else in this room has their own special memories of Rhonda. Is there anyone that would like to come forward and share anything today? I know it's not an easy thing to do. When we do conclude this memorial service, Noel and all of Rhonda's family are headed across the road to the RSL, and I know that they would love it if you were able to join them over there for an afternoon just of less formal setting and sharing those memories and stories of Rhonda that I'm sure you all have. So if you're able to, the warm invitation to the RSL. So on that note, we now get to sit quietly and enjoy a photo presentation. There's been some great photos chosen to a couple of lovely songs, so I hope you enjoy this trip down memory lane of Rhonda's life.
Years from now, I'll want you years from now, and I'll hold you years years from now, as I love you tonight. You are my one true friend, always my one true friend, and I love you till I say, as I love you tonight. I know this world that we live in can be hard now and then, and it will be again. Many times we've been down, still love has kept us together. The flame never dies. When I look in your eyes, the future I see. Wanting you years from now, and holding you years from now, and loving you years from now, as I love you tonight. I know this world that we live in can be hard now and then, and it will be again. Many times we've been down, still love has kept us together. The flame never dies. When I look in your eyes, the future I see. Wanting you years from now, and holding you years from now, and loving you years from now, as I love you
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? All your days filled with love and light. Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. since you arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's some nights up in heaven since you arrived, since you arrived.
Some very special photos, some very happy times. Well, it's impossible to capture a person's life in such a short amount of time. The memories and the photos that have been shared today make up just a small part of the sort of person that Rhonda was to you all. Each of you here will remember the good times you spent with Rhonda, the things that you learned from her and the memories that you now have to keep close to your heart. If we did have to sum up who she was, we would keep coming back to the same thoughts. Rhonda was someone who lived by simple but beautiful values. She lived a meaningful life, one marked by care, compassion and love. She brought love and she brought warmth wherever she went, and the impact she had on everyone around her will never be forgotten. It's going to take time to accept that Rhonda is no longer a physical presence in your lives, but being the selfless woman that she was, we also know she wouldn't want any of you to remain in a place of sadness. Instead, let's continue to remember the happy times, and if she could, she would thank you all, particularly the front row here, for being such an important part of her life. One final short verse I have to share are words I feel certain Rhonda would wish to be remembered. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when life is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times and laughing times and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories that I leave when my life is done. Well, today has been a day full of fond and loving memories and will be remembered for many reasons, but mainly I hope it will be remembered as a very special day in which you were able to pay your last respects and say a fond farewell to a lady you were all privileged to have known. A loved one never leaves you, they're never far away. They watch you from a distance and guide you every day. They do become your angel and look down from above. A loved one never leaves you because you have their love. Rest in peace, Rhonda, and wherever you are, may there be endless cans of Coke Zero and plenty of chocolate, a quilting corner filled with beautiful projects, lucky days at bingo, and a warm, cosy bed to rest in peace. You will be missed, but you will never be forgotten. Thank you.
Hit like a train, ran out of words, I got nothing to say. Everything hurts, and I know love leads to pain. The memories serve our sweetest refrain. The waves came tumbling down as you float away. I'm reaching for you to tell me how my life goes on with you gone. I suppose I'll sink like a stone if you leave me now. Oh, the storms will roll, easy come, hard go. Then life goes on. I miss the flames, the heated reserve. Oh, I remember the way that you put me first. What a heart-wrenching shame that you'll never know When I hear your name, I think of love. So tell me how my life goes on with you gone. I suppose I sink like a stone if you leave me now. Oh, the storms will roll, easy come, hard go. Then life goes on. Hey, yeah, life goes on. Hey, yeah, I watch the sun setting down. I am so